Have you ever wished you could read someone's mind? To know exactly what they're thinking without them saying a word? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that has fascinated humans since the beginning of time, understanding what others are really thinking and feeling beneath their words. The ancient Stoics taught us that true wisdom comes from understanding human nature. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters." But what if you could anticipate how others might react? What if you could see beneath the surface? By the end of this video, you'll have 7 powerful techniques to read people's minds through their body language, paired with the timeless wisdom of Stoicism to help you use this knowledge wisely. Let's begin. Point 1. The eyes never lie. The Stoics believed that the eyes are the window to the soul, and modern science agrees. Here's what to look for. During a job interview I conducted last year, the candidate claimed they were extremely interested in our company's mission. Yet throughout our conversation, their eyes barely lit up when discussing our projects. Instead, they constantly darted to the corner when we discussed salary and benefits. This eye-accessing cue often indicates someone is accessing their internal calculations rather than speaking from passion. How to apply this? When someone is genuinely engaged and honest, their pupils dilate slightly, and they maintain comfortable eye contact. Excessive blinking often signals anxiety, while looking up and to the right may indicate they're constructing information rather than recalling it. Remember what Marcus Aurelius taught us. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. The eyes reveal those thoughts before words ever could. Point 2. Microexpressions reveal hidden emotions. These lightning-fast expressions last for just 1/15th to 1/25th of a second, but they reveal true emotions before a person can mask them. During a family dinner, my brother announced a career change. My mother smiled broadly and congratulated him, but I caught a flash of fear cross her face. Her eyebrows raised and pulled together for just a split second. Later in private, she confessed she was worried about his financial stability. How to apply this? Train yourself to watch for these fleeting expressions. Contempt, one corner of the lip raised. Fear, raised eyebrows pulled together, lips stretched horizontally. Disgust, nose wrinkled, upper lip raised. As Seneca advised, if you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place but to be a different person. Understanding microexpressions helps you see people for who they truly are, not just who they present themselves to be. Point 3. Body orientation shows genuine interest. The direction someone's body faces reveals their true focus of attention and interest. At a networking event, I approached 2 colleagues deep in conversation. One turned only his head toward me while keeping his torso facing his original conversation partner. Despite his verbal greeting, his body language made it clear I was interrupting. I respectfully excused myself and approached later when both were more receptive. How to apply this? Watch where people point their feet, knees, and torso. These are unconsciously aligned toward what truly interests them. When someone fully faces you, they're giving you their complete attention. When they turn away, regardless of their words, they're signaling disengagement. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters. By recognizing when someone isn't fully engaged, you can choose whether to try harder or respectfully withdraw. Point 4. Pacifying behaviors reveal discomfort. When people feel uncomfortable or anxious, they unconsciously engage in self-soothing behaviors. During a difficult conversation with a colleague about missed deadlines, she maintained a calm voice and denied feeling stressed. However, throughout our talk, she kept touching her neck and playing with her necklace. These pacifying behaviors revealed her discomfort despite her words. I softened my approach and she eventually opened up about personal issues affecting her work. How to apply this? Watch for these common pacifying behaviors. Neck touching, particularly vulnerable area. Face touching or covering. Playing with jewelry or objects. Self-hugging or arm rubbing. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." By recognizing others' distress, you can adjust your approach to create psychological safety. Point 5. Baseline behavior reveals deception. To spot deception, you must first know how someone normally behaves when relaxed and truthful. My normally animated friend became unusually still when telling me about his great new relationship. His typical hand gestures disappeared, and his vocal tone flattened. When I gently questioned further, he admitted things weren't going well at all. This dramatic shift from his baseline behavior was the tell. How to apply this? Establish someone's normal communication pattern first. How much do they typically gesture? What's their normal speaking pace and volume? How much eye contact do they usually maintain? When someone deviates significantly from their baseline during specific topics, it warrants attention. As Zeno of Citium taught, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say. Observe more than you speak and patterns will emerge. Point 6. Cluster reading prevents misinterpretation. Never interpret a single gesture in isolation. Look for clusters of consistent behaviors to confirm your reading. In a negotiation, the potential client crossed his arms, which some might interpret as defensive. However, he simultaneously leaned forward, maintained strong eye contact, and nodded frequently. This cluster of behaviors revealed he wasn't defensive but rather intensely focused. We closed the deal successfully because I read the complete picture rather than a single gesture. How to apply this? Look for at least 3 consistent signals before drawing conclusions. For instance, authentic agreement usually comes with nodding, open posture, genuine smile, eye corners crinkle, leaning forward. Epictetus taught us, it's not the things themselves that disturb people, but their judgments about those things. Avoid hasty judgments based on isolated cues. Point 7. Congruence between words and body reveals truth. When words and body language align, you're seeing truth. When they conflict, trust the body language. A friend insisted she was completely fine with not being invited to a social gathering. But as she spoke, her shoulders hunched forward, her voice tightened, and she couldn't maintain eye contact. Her body revealed her hurt despite her words. By acknowledging her true feelings rather than her words, I was able to provide the support she actually needed. How to apply this? Watch for these incongruence markers. Saying yes while the head subtly shakes no. Verbal enthusiasm with flat facial expressions. Claims of confidence with protective body postures. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. In other words, see reality as it is, not as others present it to be. The ancient Stoics understood that wisdom comes from seeing things as they truly are, not as we wish them to be. Reading body language is not about manipulation but understanding, about seeing the truth that words alone might conceal. Remember what Marcus Aurelius taught, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Use these skills not to judge others but to connect more deeply, to understand more fully, and to respond with wisdom rather than reaction. If you found this valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more wisdom on understanding human nature through both ancient philosophy and modern psychology. In the comments below, tell me which of these 7 techniques you're going to try first, or share a time when you notice someone's body language revealing what their words concealed. Until next time, remember, true power isn't in controlling others, but in understanding them.